Life is a long and complicated journey, and as we age, we begin to see the patterns that govern it. When you are young, you are loud, opinionated, and eager to shape the world around you. You throw yourself into relationships, work, and social expectations, believing that external validation and recognition are necessary for a meaningful existence. But as the years pass, if you have paid attention, you begin to understand a profound truth: your energy is finite, your time is limited, and your peace is priceless. There comes a point in life when you must step back, not because you are defeated, not because you have nothing left to give, but because the wisdom of age teaches you that not every battle is worth fighting, not every conversation is worth having, and not every person is worthy of your time. In old age, the greatest investment you can make is in yourself, not in others' approval, not in arguments, not in chasing things that do not serve your well-being, but in the cultivation of your own peace, your own wisdom, and your own strength. Energy is the most finite and valuable resource you have, yet it is often the most carelessly spent. When you are young, you act as if you have an endless supply, burning through it without thought or consequence. But as you grow older, the reality of limitation sets in. You realize that every demand placed on you, every unnecessary argument, every forced obligation drains you in ways that cannot always be replenished. Protecting your energy is not just a choice, it is a necessity for anyone who wishes to live with clarity, purpose, and strength. There are countless ways the world will try to steal your energy if you are not careful. Social obligations that do not serve you, conversations that drain rather than inspire, and relationships that take more than they give these are the silent thieves of your mental and emotional reserves. Every time you say yes to something that does not align with your well-being, you are saying no to yourself. And the longer you continue this pattern, the more you begin to feel exhausted, irritable, and disconnected from the things that truly matter. People often assume that energy is just physical, something that can be restored with a good night's sleep or a strong cup of coffee. But true energy is much deeper than that. It is emotional, mental, and even spiritual. It is the fire within you that drives you to pursue meaningful goals, to engage in fulfilling relationships, and to carry yourself with confidence and purpose. When this internal energy is depleted, no amount of rest can truly restore you unless you also remove the sources that are draining you in the first place. One of the most significant ways energy is lost is through unnecessary conflict. Many people live in a state of constant reaction, feeling the need to correct others, to argue, to prove themselves in situations where it ultimately does not matter. Every time you engage in these battles, you give away a piece of yourself. You allow your emotions to be dictated by external forces, and in doing so, you weaken your ability to remain grounded in your own peace. The strongest individuals are not those who win every argument, but those who choose which battles are worth their energy and which are best ignored. Another hidden drain on your energy is the need for validation. Seeking approval from others is one of the most exhausting and endless pursuits a person can engage in. No matter how much praise you receive, it will never be enough to sustain you if you do not first validate yourself. The moment you shift your focus from external approval to internal fulfillment, you take back the energy that was once wasted on trying to fit into expectations that were never yours to begin with. Social interactions, if not chosen carefully, can be another major energy drain. Many people feel obligated to engage with everyone who seeks their attention, to maintain friendships that no longer serve them, and to entertain conversations that leave them feeling drained rather than uplifted. But the truth is, not every relationship deserves your energy. You must learn to discern between those who genuinely add value to your life and those who simply take from it. The ability to walk away from toxic or unfulfilling relationships is one of the most powerful ways to protect your energy. Your environment also plays a crucial role in determining how much energy you retain and how much is lost. Clutter, noise, negativity, and chaos all take their toll on your mental clarity and emotional stability. A mind that is constantly bombarded with distractions and stressors has little room left for creativity, joy, or deep thought. Curating your surroundings to reflect peace, simplicity, and purpose is not just about aesthetics, it is about preserving your ability to function at your highest level. Time management is another essential aspect of energy protection. Many people waste their time on activities that provide little to no benefit, leaving them feeling depleted without even realizing why. Scrolling endlessly through social media, engaging in gossip, or overcommitting to tasks that do not align with their goals are all subtle ways in which energy is lost. Being intentional with your time means being intentional with your energy. Every moment spent on something unworthy is a moment stolen from something meaningful. Emotional baggage is another silent thief of energy. Holding on to resentment, anger, or past regrets weighs you down in ways that are often unnoticed until they become unbearable. The energy it takes to replay old wounds, to hold grudges, or to wish things had been different is energy that could have been used to build, to grow, and to move forward. Letting go is not about forgetting, it is about refusing to let the past drain you any longer. Mental energy is just as important to protect as physical energy. Overthinking, worrying, and constantly analyzing every possible outcome of a situation can leave you feeling just as exhausted as physical exertion. A disciplined mind is a powerful one. Learning to control where your thoughts go, what you allow yourself to dwell on, and how you respond to uncertainty is one of the most effective ways to conserve mental energy. Setting boundaries is an act of self-preservation. Many people feel guilty for saying no, for choosing themselves over others, for prioritizing their own well-being. But without boundaries, your energy is at the mercy of everyone else's demands. A person without boundaries is a person who is constantly drained. You must be willing to disappoint others in order to remain true to yourself. Those who respect you will understand. Those who do not were never truly invested in your well-being to begin with. At the end of the day, protecting your energy is about knowing your worth. It is about recognizing that not everything deserves your attention, not every argument deserves your response, and not every person deserves access to you. When you begin to value your energy as the priceless resource that it is, you will notice a shift. You will feel lighter, stronger, and more in control of your life. And in that space of clarity and peace, you will finally have the energy to focus on what truly matters. Silence is not simply the absence of noise. It is a force, a discipline, a state of being that grants power to those who understand its value. In a world filled with constant chatter, endless distractions, and an unceasing demand for attention, the ability to remain silent is an act of defiance. It is a conscious choice to withdraw from the unnecessary and to cultivate the space needed for clarity, strength, and wisdom. Those who master silence do not lose their voice, they refine it, ensuring that when they do speak, their words carry undeniable weight. There is an immense difference between speaking out of necessity and speaking for the sake of filling the void. Many people fear silence because it forces them to confront themselves. They fill every gap with meaningless words, believing that to be silent is to be overlooked. But this assumption is false. The strongest individuals are not those who constantly make noise, but those who choose their words with precision. Silence commands respect. It forces people to listen when you do decide to speak, because your words have not been cheapened by excess. Silence allows for the development of self-discipline. It takes immense control to resist the urge to react impulsively, to hold back when anger demands expression, or to remain composed when chaos surrounds you. The ability to sit with discomfort, to listen instead of respond, and to observe instead of intervene is a strength that few possess. A person who can remain silent in the face of provocation is a person who cannot be easily manipulated. Those who react without thought are predictable and therefore vulnerable. But those who master silence maintain control over themselves and, by extension, over those around them. People who speak too often, too freely, and too thoughtlessly reveal everything about themselves without realizing it. They expose their weaknesses, their fears, and their insecurities through their own words. They provide others with the tools needed to control them, to exploit their emotions, and to manipulate their decisions. Silence, on the other hand, preserves mystery. It keeps people guessing. It prevents others from gaining too much insight into your mind. And in a world where knowledge is power, withholding information is often more valuable than sharing it. Silence sharpens perception. When you speak less, you hear more. You begin to notice the subtleties in people's tones, their body language, the words they choose, and more importantly, the words they avoid. You pick up on inconsistencies, on hidden intentions, on truths buried beneath layers of deception. People reveal who they are not just through what they say, but through how they say it. But to recognize these cues, you must be silent long enough to observe them. A person who is always talking is too distracted by their own voice to perceive what is happening around them. Silence provides clarity. When you are constantly engaged in conversation, argument, or debate, your mind is occupied with external noise. There is no room for reflection, no time for self-examination, no space for deep thought. But when you embrace silence, your thoughts become more structured, your priorities more defined, and your decisions more intentional. Silence forces you to sit with yourself, to confront your own thoughts without distraction, to understand what truly matters to you. And in a world that thrives on confusion and distraction, clarity is one of the most valuable assets you can possess. The ability to remain silent in the face of provocation is a mark of true strength. Weak people respond instantly, emotionally without thought. They allow their feelings to dictate their actions, often to their own detriment. But strong individuals understand the power of restraint. They recognize that not every insult requires a rebuttal, not every challenge requires a reaction, and not every situation requires their involvement. The ability to remain silent, to allow others to exhaust themselves in meaningless noise while you conserve your energy, is a tactical advantage. Silence is a tool of influence. Those who speak too much are often ignored, their words blending into the constant noise that surrounds them. But those who speak rarely and with purpose command attention. Their words carry authority because they are not wasted on trivial matters. When you choose your words carefully, people take notice. They listen more intently. They value what you say because they know that when you do speak, it is worth hearing. Silence does not mean passivity. It means strategic engagement, ensuring that your voice is heard when it truly matters. In personal relationships, silence fosters understanding. Many conflicts arise not because of what is said, but because of how much is said. Arguments escalate when